Hollywood's laziness is something that may go unrecognized. And to be honest, it is something that should not be going unrecognized because it is something that is so common and that has been happening for the past like 5-6 years. Hollywood has always been known to remake movies. They've been remaking movies for the past like 40-50 years. There's a lot of original movies that came out since the 30s, 40s, 50s that have been getting remakes every decade, every 20 years, every 15 years, every 30 years. Movies that came out in the 19th, or originally came out in the 30s, came out in the 50s, came out in the 80s, came out in the 20s, now, the 2010s, 2020s. There are plenty of movies that have been remade, but Hollywood's laziness in the past like 5-6 years is something that should not be unrecognized, something that should be talked about, something that should be changed. The laziness with not wanting to get new scripts, writers, creativity, directors, actors. Acting now isn't bad. I don't really care about actors now. Actors now, that I can't just say people can't act now. That don't even make any sense. That's too vague. Plus, there is a lot of good actors out now, and that's not the problem. Movies, okay. Movies have been slacking in quality. And even Quentin Tarantino said it. Quentin Tarantino said this is the worst era of movies. Denzel says he's tired of watching movies. I don't blame y'all. All I've been doing has just been on YouTube in my own world, in my own nostalgia world, and I just been rewatching old movies from the 80s, 70s, and 90s, or my 2010s favorite movies. You know, I understand. A lot of movies have just been falling off. Lots of things are just not entertaining anymore. But for fun movies, for action movies, for big blockbuster films, a lot of big blockbuster films have huge budgets and look horrible. CGI. Falling terrible. Like, these studios have money to make huge, crazy, important films, yet the CGI looks bad. This is just me naming how I feel about Hollywood in general now. Hollywood is just at an insane laziness. So CGI looks terrible. The plot may be boring or weak as hell. If they can't come up with a good plot, then they do remakes. The actors they choose is okay. I can't just say acting is bad now. That doesn't even make any sense. That's vague. I would say that Hollywood is just so lazy with choosing their actors. They just keep on choosing the same 10 actors and actresses. And there's a siege going on around on the internet where a lot of people are just gunning the actors. Like, I don't even have to say their names, but there's an era right now where people are just gunning actors and actresses who cannot act, but they're getting these films. There's tons of actors and actresses who are highly paid Hollywood, celebrities. They're just in every film now. And the movie may be very, very boring. I won't spend money on the movie, but that don't bother me. I don't care about that. What I really care about is Hollywood scripts. There has not been any interesting movies in the past couple of 5-6 years. There has not been interesting movies. Back in 2021 was a couple good movies. 2021 was the last year I went to the movies like every weekend. I was in the movie theaters like every weekend in 2021, watching movies that you'd be surprised I was watching. I was watching drama movies, comedy movies, Marvel movies, horror movies, action thrillers, Disney, whatever came out, animations. I was in that theater every day, basically, in 2021 because COVID had just hit and I wanted to get out the house again. I feel like I want to blame COVID for this. I don't feel like COVID is the main problem, but I really do want to blame COVID for this. I don't get it. If you haven't heard of, I thought this was a rumor at first, but I'm assuming that this is something that's really about to happen. Now that we're in the second half of 2025, I've been hearing about how they want to remake Scarface. Now, I took offense to this because Scarface is one of my favorite movies ever. I have it on DVD. I grew up on it as a kid. One of the most iconic characters of all time. One of the most iconic characters from the 80s. One of the most iconic characters, like just male characters. Badman, I had to speak a little bit of my patois real quick, but he's just a legend, man. I love that character, man. He's lit. I love the movie Al. He's amazing movie. And I've been rewatching Scar, and this feels like a personal target on me because I have been rewatching Scarface the past couple of months, past couple of years a lot. Like this year, last year, the year before. It's been coming up on Tubi. My mom has been putting it on. I've been watching clips all over YouTube. My YouTube has Scarface going on. It's one of the best movies of all time, and it's just a great story, great acting, great everything, just greatly done. There's just so much to discover with that movie. You know, behind the scenes, the actors, the actresses. You know, it's just so much with that movie. I be doing deep research to 1983 and 1980s. There's a lot with that stuff that I'm not even mentioning. Anyway. It's one of the most iconic movies clearly of all time, yet Hollywood wants to remake it. Now, this feels like a bullet in the chest. This is laziness, straight up laziness. I wouldn't have gotten mad if you said you taken an influence from Scarface. I would rather you say you are creating a new film, new plot, new characters, new everything with influence of that criminal, dynasty legacy from Scarface. That's just a 2-hour movie. Okay. Because that means that you are rewriting a new script and you're coming up with something based off that, but it's not that entirely. And it's up to the writer to write something beautiful. No. They're just remaking the whole thing. And you already know how I feel about Hollywood now in the 2020s. 2020s is one of the worst decades. It's just so boring. There's no pop culture. There's nothing here. But something that is here and something that has been here, the way society is now just isn't, it just don't hit. It just don't hit. It's just a newness to this reality now that just very, very, very boring and anticlimactic. It would just be better if they said that they were taking influence from the movie, not creating the movie again. Hollywood's laziness is being overlooked. This is like too much, man. I don't know. Like, it's been happening this whole decade and it keeps on happening. What next? Godfather? You can't touch Godfather and you cannot touch Training Day. What next? Training Day? Come on. Jesus, you went straight for Scarface. That's like my favorite movie ever. I got so mad when I saw that. I was just like, ugh. Felt disgusted. Because I already know that it won't be creative. It's copying a script. Dumbing it down. No disrespect, but this is just the sad reality of remakes. There has not been remakes in recent years that have been amazing. There's a couple. There are like Scarface is a remake. Like the original, like 1983 is a remake from the 30s. There are remakes that we love. Yes, there is. There's plenty of remakes that we love. You know what I'm saying? Hundreds of movies. When you type in the movie name and the original date from like the 20s or the 30s or the 40s or the 50s will come up, then the remake that the classic remake that you probably grew up on or that you heard of from your parents or whatever the movie is that you found on your own will have a modern date. 21st century movies. Some of them are remakes from the like the 30s, 90s. Like there's certain stuff, but the now current state of Hollywood with the remakes just isn't good at all. That's all I have to say. That's it. I don't even have to say anything. I don't even have to say anything. You know the movie. Got it right here.